Greetings programs, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for watching, I do appreciate it. In this 5-minute video, I wanted to give you my feelings and thoughts on Path of Exile 2, which is still in early access, but which is a game that can give you hundreds of hours as it stands right now of fun. And it's got a lot of work to go, it's got a lot of things still to come, but I really believe it's a fantastic game and I've enjoyed it for the 180 hours or so that I've spent. Now, I've actually played Sorceress, Witch, Mercenary, Monk, Ranger, and Warrior. So I've played across all 6 classes that are available to you at this point in proceedings. There are 3 acts, and you can play through the campaign with those 3 acts on standard and cruel difficulty, upon which you reach endgame around about level 60, something like that, 56, 57, depending on how you go. You will get into the end game, which consists of running maps in a wide world. I'll show you that very quickly in a moment. But I just wanted to say there are 6 more classes coming. Each class will have 3 separate ascendancies for a total of 36 separate possible ways of playing the game. And then you get into the equipment, then you get into the gearing, and you get into the styles of play like socketing gems and support gems to support those skill gems, as well as spirit gems to allow you to further customize your character. It's a fantastic game, honestly say that. It isn't without its problems, and I would say that if you're going to play through the 3 acts, and there'll be another 3 acts to come, so we're sort of halfway through the amount of campaign content that we have. And you know, that's still to come. If you play through the 3 acts and then you play through it again on Cruel, which is basically how the game sets up, to get to Endgame, you're going to be something like 30 to 40 hours in, the maybe further in terms of number of hours, and you'll have had a lot of fun. Most people say the campaign is actually a lot of fun and it's great, very, very enjoyable. Most people say that the end game is challenging and it has problems. There's certain things like monotony, there's certain things that need balancing, and the devs this week have actually taken an opportunity to balance it. Now, just to give you a clue as to what you're going to be doing, it's very much in the vein of other ARPGs like Diablo, and going back to others in the range. You know, there's many examples of ARPGs. Grim Dawn right now is seeing a bit of a renaissance. People sort of jumping back into that great game as well. And so, you know, the most apparent obvious comparisons are going to be Diablo 4, which it currently is at, and this stands on its own. Obviously, Path of Exile, the predecessor, a slightly different game in that the devs in this one decided they wanted to make the game a little bit more, you know, challenging and more of a sort of slow down compared to the first game. It's not a direct sequel as such. It does have slightly different elements. There's still a lot of the things you love if you loved Path of Exile, but it is going to feel just slightly different, somewhat different. Things that I have, you know, in reaching endgame, you can see my character here. I've got other videos as well where I talk about the build and so forth, so if you're curious about that, she's a Ranger Deadeye. If I just show you very quickly the passive skill tree, and that's the thing, a lot of people know that from Path of Exile, the passive skill tree and also the ascendancy, which you choose, which is almost like a subclass, are going to dictate the way you play and how you enjoy the game. And then, of course, your choices of weapons and skills to support those weapons. You can see some of the gems and things, you know, skill gems and support gems that help to define a playstyle. A lot of folks are saying, you know, that the end game, of which consists of maps, and you can see over here, if I go to the map device, that once you get through Act 1 to 3 in Standard, Act 1 to 3 in Cruel, that's then taking you into the end game. You're going to be working your way across this very large map, doing certain things, finding certain maps, and actually fleshing out the game world, and also the experiences you can have with it, unlocking and finding better gear, crafting better gear, you know, and generally working your way up to about level 90 or 100 and so forth. Do I recommend the game? I absolutely do. Like I say, I've had 180 hours of fun out of it, and I don't plan to stop anytime soon. But I would say your mileage may vary, but I think most people say that Acts 1 to 3, Standard and then Cruel difficulty, are where the fun is, where the difference lies, and you can also take the time to kind of learn the bosses that you're going to face, learn the maps you're going to face, and actually, enjoy defeating them and overcoming that challenge. It's got a long way to go, and like I say, there's 6 more classes, many more ascendancies to play with that will be coming, and also other surprises I'm sure the devs grinding gear games have. I would also say that the end game is being fleshed out, balanced, and carefully manipulated so that it will probably not look unrecognizable, but be a lot more fun and a lot more friendly to end gamers as you play through the years to come. So it's still an early access game. It does show that in some ways there's not too many bugs. Is it worth your money? Yes, absolutely. And I would say I'd love to see you in the game. Come and join in the fun. Watch out for more videos from me. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.